China remains a challenging place to do business. The country's zero COVID policy and the Ukraine crisis are putting fresh kinks in the global supply chain as the whole world braces for shortages, higher prices, and a continued uncertainty. In China specifically, rising labor and land costs, intellectual property issues, fragmented and inconsistently implemented regulatory requirements, and localization needs all add to the complexity. We especially see growing concern from foreign companies over establishing a presence in the country. Despite the aforementioned difficulties, foreign investment in the country only continues to grow. We saw a 20.2% increase in 2021, and there's no getting around the fact that China, as the second largest economy and the largest exporter, is an integral part of the supply chain. The enormous domestic market potential alone continues, and it will continue to encourage companies to invest in the country. For many businesses, setting up their own company is the only known or viable way to enter a new market, such as establishing a company or representative office in China. However, there are alternative ways to enter a new market, more nimbly or with a smaller presence that outweighs consideration for foreign companies, particularly for international SMEs. And one popular alternative, for example, is professional employer organization, or PEO for short. It's very similar to the employer of record practice. And in essence, a PEO allows companies to test new markets by having a PEO firm hire employees on your behalf without first needing to set up an entity, and this allows businesses to quickly respond to the market demand. I'd like to highlight some benefits of using a PEO to structure your businesses. And the first point I want to highlight is your PEO provider assumes all legal liabilities for your employees, and tasks like payroll, reporting, and compliance are handled by them as well, so business can save on HR stuff. The second point is there's no need to wait to get started. Onboarding with a PEO is the quickest way to enter the Chinese market. And if your project grows, you can just consider to set up a legal entity as the second stage of your business plan. And if not, there's no penalties for the effort. And the last point I want to highlight is the PEO does not interfere with the company's daily operation in any capacity. You're in control of your business and also in control of your employees without taking on legal entity liabilities, contractor risks, or sacrificing talent or speed to market. To mitigate the risk of doing business in China, it's also important to have an in-depth understanding of areas that will have an impact on the success of your business, such as site selection, target market assessment, supply chain analysis, partner selection, etc. And business should spend some time or money doing thorough due diligence on would-be partners or in gathering business intelligence on the market and the latest laws and regulations to avoid any surprises or compliance issues. And then bring it back to my earlier point, I believe a PEO solution is a good strategy to echo the current uncertainties the whole world is facing. And business can use PEO structure to start fact-finding missions in China to test the market, find distributors, partners, etc. A PEO also helps employers avoid the risk of creating permanent establishment risk, as once the enterprise triggers the PE status in China, it becomes subject to a lot of taxes. Overall, entering into China now, we need a fresh perspective to echo the new normal because the current uncertainties are so real and foreseen hurdles are not to ignore. And we do believe it creates a great sense of urgency to grow different structures, models, or channels when doing business in China. And it's also very important to learn the latest laws and regulations surrounding entity setups and requirements like inquiries about due diligence for would-be partners, vendors, and service providers, obtain advice on any operational issues.